All right, guys. So the earnings call is over. I want to give a shout out before I go too far and forget to CLAYBRO. I jumped in a little late. I got back a little bit late to get on the beginning of the earnings call. So I jumped on his channel to watch, and I actually asked him a question because I wanted to know about the forced share recall.
Nope. Clay, I came in late. Any talk of forced share recall? Massalorian, no talk of that, man. I will be posting a quick recap video so that you don't have to sit there and listen to the hour and 15-minute long.
And so that was cool that I got that answer because that was one of the biggest things I was looking for. But look, guys, to be honest with you, oh, by the way, it is Monday, August 9th, 2021. To be honest with you, I think the numbers that came out compared to the experts' estimates, we smashed the numbers. We smashed every number that they put out there by a lot, actually. Their earnings were way higher than expected, and their earnings were up $148 million from Q1, $444 million in revenue. Fundamentally, this is great news for AMC. But before we go any further,
cue the speeder.
And you just said that on camera. This going viral.
Ape Nation, thank you for helping me pass 200 subscribers. If you haven't subscribed yet, hopefully I can earn it today. All right, guys, let's get into these numbers. So, anticipated as opposed to actual. AMC net loss, 94 cents a share was anticipated. Actual, 71 cents a share. That's a 20% beat. That's huge. Revenue, anticipated $382 million. We smashed it. $444.7 million. I might say smash a lot. I may say smash a lot in this video because we did. We smashed the numbers. Up $148 million from Q1. So that's awesome. They raised another $1.25 billion in capital. Some of that came off our backs on June 3rd and 4th. But they ended up with $2 billion in cash liquidity. So that's all good numbers. He mentioned in the call, Aron did, that that they have been laddering the debt, and that will be in effect till 2023. And another big thing I thought that he mentioned was positive cash flow should be by the end of Q4 2021. Now, I don't know what that was before, but that's coming up. And if that's the case, that's a real good ending for Q4 and the year if we're up that high. Another huge number, up 44% for food and beverage. That's huge. That's a lot of money coming in. And there was a mention somewhere that Aron's going to be on TV tomorrow morning on CNBC at 9 a.m. So if you want, keep your eyes open for that. So those are some of the big numbers I think that are important. There was also a list of 10 things that he wanted to talk about, 10 points he wanted to make. He talked about buying theaters. They're up to buy like 10 more theaters. They're in talks for 6 right now, definite, plus the 2 they bought in LA. And those cities are Chicago, Atlanta, and Los Angeles. He said in 2021, they're opening 12 new theaters worldwide, all across the world. They're in talks for more concerts, sporting events, UFC, and college pro sports, looking to obtain some rights to show those on the big screen. And he mentioned about talks with GameStop, which haven't actually started yet. I don't know why. I don't know why they wouldn't have talked to GameStop already by the time we got to this call, but he said that they're working on getting into talks with them. Here was the big thing, and this is just, this is a key word for anything right now. And his 4th point said that trying to buy a quantum encryption blockchain development company that was based out of the UK, and by year's end, he expects Bitcoin to be accepted at AMC. If Bitcoin continues on its rise as it is, and as more people get involved with cryptocurrency, I think that's going to be a good thing. I know they have ATMs down the street where you can put in cash and buy Bitcoin and also take out money. If you own Bitcoin, take out cash. He's saying it's going to be direct to consumer. You can use your Bitcoin to actually purchase a theater ticket and concessions and all that kind of stuff. I thought that might have been the biggest key word in the whole earnings call. Like I said, I did come a little bit late, but that was my big takeaway from it. He also talked about Apple Pay and Google Pay, which I don't think that's a huge of a deal. A lot of companies have been doing that. They did say that they raised the ticket price by 50 cents average, about 5% per ticket to help with the bottom line. I'm all for that. I think 50 cents is a small price to pay for each of us to keep our stock heading in the right direction. If that means paying off down more debt and taking care of some of this debt that is owed, I'm all for the 50-cent increase in a ticket price. Two of the final things that he talked about were the 45-day theatrical window that's now going to be for Warner Brothers and Universal. So that's big. Starting in 2022, the movie theaters will have exclusive rights, again, AMC, to the first 45 days of a release of any film. And we saw how that's worked for other films in the past. They did it with A Quiet Place Part 2. They did it with F9. So that's a big plus for us going forward. Fundamentally, for AMC, in the long run, depending on how long this short squeeze takes, we're in the driver's seat. All these numbers are plus for us. I'm extremely, extremely happy about the results that came through. I'm not usually this excited about something. And I don't necessarily think it means anything to do with the short squeeze. I'm just saying fundamentally, all these numbers are impressive, and they're really good for us as Ape Nation. You just can't think badly about this report. Everything in it was positive that I can see. And the last thing that he mentioned was that company insiders need to maintain a certain amount of financial stake in AMC. And that's huge, guys, right? If the people on the board of investors and the people who are making all the key decisions have nothing to gain or lose, then why are they going to fight for us and for the rest of the shareholders? The fact that they are going to have their minds inset with the rest of the shareholders is just a big plus for the company. I think that's great. Okay, there was no question about a forced share recall, and I'm kind of bummed out about that. That, to me, is a problem. I think that's something that needs to be addressed because they would get rid of a lot of the FUD that we have out there. I don't understand why they haven't reached out to GameStop yet about gaming, because that's such a huge thing. Maybe not for my generation so much, but for some of the generations that are coming up now, I know that's huge. And talking to GameStop, like get that dialogue going with a company like that. I just think that's huge. All right, so then he got to the questions part. He talked about AMC paying a dividend. Now, I thought that would have been huge because that could have brought on a whole new bunch of investors. But he said they're at least a year away from dividend payments again. And even if it was something small, like 2 or 3 cents, that would have been a huge bump in our favor if he had come out and said that. But I'm not going to spread any FUD. It is what it is. He said they're at least a year off from doing that. Partnership with GME was the question. He said they're considering it, but haven't talked to them yet. Drive-ins they talked about was the third question. They said economically that's a bad decision for the company overall. Are they prepared for Delta? He said that as far as they know, no one contracted COVID from any of the theaters that they know of. And they're going to continue to keep the same standards of cleaning and everything, so that's good. And then someone asked about making the mascot of AMC officially a gorilla or an ape. And he kind of like stumbled over that question. I don't know if that was because they're actually thinking about doing that. Why not is my question. This movement has saved your company, has given you $2 billion in cash. We have taken your shares from $2 to $77 just 6 weeks ago. Why wouldn't you make an ape the AMC mascot? Why you wouldn't do that makes no sense to me at all. I think that's a no-brainer. You make if you've never had a mascot before and you needed a mascot, why wouldn't you use an ape? That's just my opinion. So, guys, that's my takeaway from this earnings call. I think everything was positive that I heard pretty much. I think Bitcoin, just using that word and blockchain technology, is a boost for us. There's not much more I would have asked for. I saw some people in comments talking about Dogecoin and other things, but I think overall, all the things that we would want to hit on a positive note were hit. So in this situation, I'll give my hats off to AA and the company. They are doing what's right. They did this call and got investors involved with it, with the questions and everything. Didn't talk too much about the actual share or short squeeze, but again, they can't talk about that stuff. We know they can't talk about that. There could be serious legal implications if they talk about any of that kind of stuff. So overall, I'm extremely happy for where AMC went with this call. There's not much more that I can say negatively about it. I think overall it was a great call. All right, guys. So that's all I got for today. I hope you guys have a great evening. Get some rest, relax, and you know, you can go to sleep tonight knowing that the company's in pretty good hands and the numbers are looking pretty good. And I couldn't be more excited. We'll see what price action happens tomorrow, but right now AMC still, as of just a couple minutes ago, is up over 4.5% at 35.37. You know, how can we complain? And guys, thank you for the continued support. Thanks for all you guys who commented and likes. I know I'm coming up on 1,000 subs, so if you want to like the video, subscribe to the channel, do what you will. I appreciate all of you guys really supporting me. It's been like really, really humbling, and it means a lot to me. And I'm trying to get more involved with the dialogue in the comments. So if you comment, I'm going to try to get back to you as soon as possible. It's just been really busy on my end. But you know the deal. This is Ape Nation. I'm the Macedonian, and I'm out.